Welcome back to another episode. What's your story with Mike Lindstrom, my man, Scott Leese. Oh my gosh, episode 21. We are on a roll. Episode 20. Hope you enjoyed that one. Nick Lowry, Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame kicker. Amazing guy. Right before that, John J. Van Ness, number 19. The last 2 or 3 episodes have just been a major hit on social media. I think, as they say in the podcast world, you're starting to catch the wave. It takes about 4 or 5, 6 months to really have a podcast catch on. And Scott and I are only in month 4 and episode 21. So we're extremely excited about the feedback. We're getting more followers. So I appreciate that. Keep them coming. But I want to introduce our next guest, Kaley O'Kelly. Kaley has been a friend of mine for 15 plus years. 6-time Emmy award-winning journalist here in Phoenix, Arizona. She's bounced around as most journalists do. Yuma, Arizona, Southern California. Oh my gosh, Dallas. She was in 2015. She was in Dallas, Texas, and she was working with Emmett Smith, Hall of Fame Emmett Smith, called the Emmett Zone, before finding her way back to the Valley. She knows it. This is her home. We welcome her back to the media here in the Valley of Phoenix. Channel 3, Channel 5 originally, and now she's with Channel 15, ABC. Just an incredible person, a mother, active person, loves music, just sitting on our couch and talking about being a mom, social media, what it's like. As you can tell, Scott and I love talking to people in the media because they got their hands on the pulse, the fingers on the pulse of what's happening in the world with social media and the news. So it's an honor to bring on a friend, Kaley O'Kelly, episode 21. Hope you enjoy as much as I did. Enjoy. Welcome back. Another episode. What's your story? Mike Lindstrom, my man, Scott Leese, my co-host. How you feeling today, bro?
I feel good.
I'm really pumped about this guest.
Yeah, I'm energized.
I'm energized by this guest. Kaley O'Kelly. Kaley O'Kelly. I've known Kaley for 15 plus years. Kaley, little known fact, had a big influence on my local career in media. She was one of the first people that actually interviewed me, and Yetta Gibson. Yetta Gibson was one of my first ever, so I guess that would be the media virginity. Kaley was right behind it and helping me promote my books back when I was a, quote, relationship
She got you on TV.
Yes, she's always been a supporter in everything we've done, even some of our nonprofits with Jerry Colangelo and Bachelor's Compassion. She followed us on that 2 years ago, so very appreciative and an honor to be able to flip the script and put her on our couch. Without further ado, Kaley, thanks for jumping the show. We all start off with the same question. What is your story? And you can take us wherever you want to go before we start digging in.
Are you sure?
What is your story?
My story? I mean, I could really go.
Go deep. Go deep.
My story is, gosh, I'm a mom. That's the most important job I have. But I work at Channel 15 here in Phoenix. I love my job. But I worked with you, and it's been almost 20 years ago when I was at Channel 3. And I remembered all of your relationship advice. I was horrible. I failed at it gloriously. But that's okay. We live and we learn along the way. So I grew up in a small town called East Wenatchee, Washington. Ended up going to Pepperdine because I got a show on public access in Los Angeles called Youth Beat, and got into Pepperdine, ended up getting through the journalism school, went to Yuma, Santa Barbara, San Diego, filled in New York quite a bit, and now I'm in Phoenix, went to Dallas for a little bit and came back because this is home, and that's sort of me in a nutshell. I mean, as a journalist, but I think, where I really pride myself is just being a mom, and I was really afraid of motherhood. I thought I'd get lost in motherhood and never get to do my career. And it was so
Was it because of the nature of the career of TV?
Well, you think you have this thing where you're like, gosh, if I have kids, it might slow me down. And that's, just a really raw thing to say. I had no idea that being a mom would actually make me a better storyteller. It would make me really invest in these stories. Not that I wasn't before, but it was different. I mean, I did weather also back then, and sometimes I dive into that as well, but my stories, I think, are told differently now.
So you named, Yetta did the same thing, by the way. She said, I went from here to here to here to here. Like how you guys remember that stuff is so cool.
It's our resume, that's why.
Right. So, but give me one of the cities, you named Yuma too. What were some of the cities where you said, this stopping point really impacted me along that journey before you got to Phoenix?
Well, Dallas was big for me. I mean, I never thought I would leave 3 TV, and then the guy offered me a job. I didn't get back to him for almost, 3.5 weeks. And when you do that in Texas, they go big. They think it's, we got to bring up the money, And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, well, this could be a real life changer. Not really knowing that I was going to be the main evening anchor at a CBS,
You didn't know that you would be.
I thought I was going to do this little 4 p.m. show, and I got there, and it was like the big time. I mean, 3 TV's a fun, morning show, haha. And then all of a sudden, I'm like the girl from the wonky morning show going big time. Because in Dallas, everything is like literally big. And I remember looking out the window of the hotel room because I was there to house shop, going, "Oh my gosh, what have I done?" Like. I literally started crying. I was scared.
Wow.
I was scared. And I was really scared in that job for quite some time until my boss came out of his office and he's like, "You got the job, right?" And like literally that hit me like a brick. And I'm like, "Well, what does that mean?" He's like, "Just do you, boo." Huh. And it changed me because they brought me in to sort of mess up my co-anchor's hair, so to speak, to loosen him up. And once that happened, we shot to #1, and it was super fun.
Are you still close with the guy? I didn't know that story.
We're still really good friends. He's a lot like Scott Passmore.
Wow, okay.
And actually, I compare them. I mean, they're both pilots. They're both silly. And we sat next to each other. He's like a big brother. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I miss him.
So you land back in Phoenix. And you're not good. Nothing could pull you out of Phoenix.
This has been, I love Phoenix. Yeah.
Nothing could.
No
big phone call, no big show, no big nothing that would say.
Well, actually, it's so funny that you would ask that because my former agent called me last week and he said, "There's someone who called me from New York and they really want to talk to you about doing weather." And I said, "What?" I mean, couldn't you have called me 20 years ago with that? Because at the time I was filling in on Good Morning America weekends doing weather a lot there. And I said, "Wow, no, thank you." What I learned about going to Dallas, and Dallas was an amazing opportunity. My kids were so little. It was a unique time in my life. But, and I've said this maybe to you, Mike, in the past, I think a city chooses you. Mm-hmm. And this is home. I mean, I get emotional about it. Yeah. I love it here.
Yeah.
I love it here. I can't imagine raising my kids any other place. And plus, they're so rooted now. Like my son's going into high school next year. My daughter is, on AZ Sky, 13U Gold. Like that. Those are things we talk about at our house.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't want to uproot my family.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Now, I was a San Diego guy through and through for 14 years, college, law school, the Tony Robbins stint. And then when Monica and I were getting serious, she's like, "Are you going to choose Phoenix or Phoenix? That's your pick." And I'm like, "I guess I'm moving to Phoenix."
Did you say, "Oh, you mean, are you?"
You know what? That was in November of 2004. And to your point, I cannot, and I'm a San Diego guy. I love California. I was born and raised in California. I wouldn't go back. I love the city.
Yeah.
Everything about it. And you're right. I mean, the kids are entrenched in everything that we do. Hopefully Rhett wants to go to ASU. Hopefully not. Maybe he wants to go to UT. Maybe he wants to go to Florida State. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I know that feeling. So I appreciate what you're saying. But I do remember that Dallas thing because I missed you.
Oh.
Because we were close. And then for a period of time we weren't talking as much because you're full throttle in big city. So I was glad you came back.
Thank you. Yeah, a job like that, you don't have a lot of extra time. I mean, I didn't. I wasn't seeing my kids. I remember driving down the street of my neighborhood and I looked over and my nanny was driving my kids home. It was like 1 p.m. We kept missing each other. And I'm like, I'm not living my life like this.
Yeah.
So it just...
Everybody on TV that we've talked to, especially the women and mothers, have talked about this, like having to choose between their kids and their career and the crazy schedule. Yeah. Like Heidi was just talking about how she'd be at work at 2:30 in the morning all the time and she's off at noon and all that.
You're exhausted when you leave work.
How do you find the energy to juggle all that or fall into a routine that works? That seems impossible to me.
How do you do it?
Still doing. I nap a lot.
Do you nap? Is that the trick?
But I'm like a 15-minute power nap girl, right? So
for survival, probably.
Yeah, or I'll work out during that time, that I would be napping just to get me over the hump. I do Orange Theory, but luckily they have these little quick classes, and so I'll do that. But yeah, at the end of the day, I crash pretty hard, and it's a trade-off because if I were to do evenings, I would never see my kids. So it's worth it. I'll probably die 10 years earlier than I was supposed to, but hey, I will have enjoyed my life.
So is this something, how do you see yourself going on this? I mean, we asked Scott the same question. I don't know. Scott's now, 35 years? You see, we got
a different question. A different question might be, how do you see news and journalism going over the next 10, 20 years? Because you're tied to that.
It's changed. Well, it's so funny because a long time ago, I had a dream, but I really did. It was in 2016 when I was in Dallas. And I woke up and I thought, oh gosh, I think I have a really good idea. And I started writing it down. And I actually now have a patented technology. It's called Ustream Media, Ustream Networks. And you guys will all be seeing more of this soon. But we're now in a stage, I think, of society where people want more control. They want to be able to see a story from their own perspective, right? You get to be the director of your own experience with my streaming platform. It was very hard to get patented. 10 years ago, that's how long this thing has taken for me to even be able to talk about it. But it's progressed. And what's so cool about it is all of these different pieces of video can be thrown into this platform, and then it's a click and drag technology. And what's so cool about it is, growing up really sort of in this news space where we can sit in a control room and see things as they're happening, right? With this technology in the palm of your hand, you can click and drag through any story, like this story that we're seeing at these Zips locations.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Had that been, white labeled into someone's technology, then you could have seen all 15 locations at the same time with arrests being made and, someone selling advertising in it. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun to dabble in this. This is where I have really enjoyed kind of seeing these two worlds merge together, because we know, and we knew even back then, that the business was going to change, right? And now we're at this trajectory where we are seeing things change every single day. And with AI, it's made it even more fun. I just love this space. A lot of people are afraid. I'm like, no, let's try something new and go forward.
Yeah. So what about social media? I know you're very involved with social media. You're very heavily involved. So what's your belief about social media? Good, bad, or indifferent?
No, I think that listen, I don't want my kids addicted to it, right? And I love what Katie Hobbs has done in terms of the laws, and you can't have your phone on at school and all that. And my kids would be like, oh, that's awful. How could you say that? But they're getting a break from it, right? And as a parent, it's really hard to sort of gauge, how much is too much and how little is too little, because I do think it's important for kids to understand where we're going in the future. Yeah. But I also have governors in place so that,
Do you?
They don't have porn popping up.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about
do you have them for yourself?
Yeah, do you do that for yourself?
I don't do that for myself, but I'll tell you what, I also believe in modeling. Now, I'm not always perfect at it, but when we're at the dinner table, everybody's throwing their phone over here and we're going to have a face-to-face conversation, right?
Yeah.
So, and by the way, me moving that phone out from underneath my leg really was liberating.
We should remember that.
True.
I didn't even think about it. My phone's way over there, but I know what you mean.
See, right? It's
You're right.
giving it up. I'm not connected anymore. It's okay that we take some time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's learned. We all have to train ourselves.
Yeah. Let me go back real quick, because I know Scott's got a million questions, because he does his homework too, but I got to be selfish because I know you have. What was your moment in time as a mom in the career? It could be that aha where you said, okay, I need to make some changes. I'm not spending time with my kids. Was there a moment, a peak moment that took place where you said things have to change? What was it?
Dallas, when I saw my nanny.
That was the one.
When we're still close. But I was like, I'm not. And I went straight to my boss. I said, could I change shifts? Is there a way to make this work? And it was like, God, you guys are doing so great. Our numbers are fantastic. When your contract comes up, we'll talk. But then I had 2 cancer scares, and I had to have surgery, and I came home for that. It was, they were cysts. One of them was cancerous, and I ended up having to have a full hysterectomy. And I remember that moment when the doctor said, we might have to do emergency surgery. This is bad. And I just remember the smell of when you smell your little kid when they've been on a, playground, that dirty head smell. It came to me and I was like, holy crap, this is my life. This is all happening right now. And I need to make a conscious decision to be very active and spend these intentional moments with these kids. There's just something that happens at some moment where you're like, this is my life, right now. It's not tomorrow, and it's not next week, and it's not next year. I need to be really intentional. But that was my Dallas chapter.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was hard. And I got a divorce.
Yeah.
That was really hard, too. And luckily, we co-parent well together now. But that was super rocky when I first came back, because I'm going on air and crawling, to my car every day.
Wow.
So
that's tough.
It was hard.
That's
it was
tough.
hard.
Yeah.
But not as much anymore. I'm picking up the kids a day for him. All these things. So we're
going through health scares in particular. It's almost impossible to come out without a shifted perspective, right? And one of the things that my own health scare did is it shifted my perspective such that I move with tremendous amount of urgency.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do something, then I'm doing it. and you have an idea, and a lot of people stew on an idea forever and don't take action. And I'm like, I gotta do it as fast as humanly possible, because my perception is like, our opportunities are limited.
Yeah.
Our time here is way shorter than we think, and the rug could get ripped out from under us at any point in time. So I've got to do this thing.
Yep.
I got to do it. That also makes me anxious and makes me want to move really, really fast all the time and have a difficult time sort of like calming and staying kind of grounded, right? So how do you look back and say, okay, I went through this health scare. My perspective on life and work and everything shifted, but how do you balance now that sort of desire maybe to do everything and do all the things with, I've got to take care of myself at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's there's a positive experience, and there's also like, now you have a new challenge in front of you, which is don't run so fast that you run yourself into the ground.
Right. Because we're not promised tomorrow. Right.
Yeah.
Couple of things. I'm a Christian, and I really, really, really lean in to my faith on that. And, my pastor this weekend said, I want to make sure I'm saying this right. There's power in prayer. And when you pray, you release the power of God. And so, I'll pray out loud in the car. I pray, quietly, or pray out loud. I just think that for me, when I lean into that faith, I feel like God's arms around me when things don't feel so safe. And we all go through those insecure and vulnerable times, right? That's one thing. But I also believe, I'm Native American, and I know that, I believe in energy, and I believe in surrounding yourself with good people. And I also know what it feels like to be around, maybe like I call them energy suckers or energy vampires. Yeah. And we're all capable of that too. I even feel myself sometimes when I go into that mode, like, oh my gosh, I want myself to shut up, right? So good, I think, brings good, and bad brings bad. And just also getting to that point of taking care of yourself, it doesn't matter if it's just like a mall walk, right? Or like maybe you're going to lift your grocery bags, right? I do work out mostly regularly, but when I don't, I'm a mess. So I know that my health is super important. I'm not that good about my diet. I try to be. For me, it's just about movement, sweating a little bit, and lifting super heavy weights at this age. I'm 52, and I've read a lot about like when you lift weights that are heavy, it does wonders for your brain and for everything.
Yeah. What are some of the things you do? You talked a little bit off air about some of like whether it's breathing, channeling. Talk about some of the things that keep you centered, whether it's on your body or your faith.
Every single morning, I listen to something motivational on the way to work because, when you're a journalist, and especially right now, it comes with a lot of challenges.
A lot of negativity flying at you.
There's a lot of negativity. You find your people, like Heidi, who was here. She's one of my people. Scott, Yetta, these are all like, truly, we're still very close, right? We may not get to see each other every day. But when something kind of gets heavy, we lean into each other. I think that's super important. But David Bayer I've been listening to him a lot lately. And I also listen to a woman by the name of Esther Hicks, and she's all about momentum, energy, power of positive thinking, law of attraction. And, some people call that woo-woo. I might even think it's a little woo-woo. But, oh my gosh, when you start like asking the universe or praying or whatever it is you do, it's amazing how much your life can change. Yeah. Like you can completely change the trajectory of your life by simply asking.
Yeah.
Like I believe that's how I got back to Arizona firmly.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Oh, 100%. Oh, I'm a big fan. What really shifted for me was, the Secret movie. The Secret came out.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, all my friends were in that. John Ashraf, the amazing guy.
Those are your friends?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
When they created that show, where they got the criticism, and even some of the folks that were not in creative control, there were guests on the show, would say the same thing. If they had to do it over again, you got to take it one step further. You can't just throw it out to the world by saying, I really want to make $1 million. I want to make $1 million because I'm putting it out to the universe. It's going to come. You have to have the forward action. You have to have the vibration, which is the action.
Yep.
Surrounding yourself with the right people, set the environment. Those are all the things that they didn't talk about in The Secret.
Right.
But they got the phenomenon there by getting on, well, obviously Dr. Phil, you had Oprah, everyone's talking about it at the time. Yeah. So all those guys are still in the game, but what they've done, all of them done, is got to the neuroscience of it. What happens after you just put it out to the world? What happens after the prayer? So that's where I think it was missing, but the concept is what woke people up, because no one before that movie came out knew what that concept was, right?
But the whole neuroscience thing, because this is fascinating, and I think more people are locking in to that, and I know that you have that background.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I want to ask you so many questions about that. Like, I hope that you guys at some point dive deeper in that. Like, when you say that, what do you mean?
Yeah, so I mean, to me, we get guests on here that talk. Like Ian was on here. We had Dave Scatchard who went through his addictions after hockey, and he talked about the vibrations in his life when you're having those life moments, whether they're low moments, low vibrating moments, or high frequency. That was Dave. He was talking about the table. If you're under the table, you can't see over the table, right? Yeah. If you go back and watch that episode, what I hear him, what I interpret that as, what he's doing is he's aligning himself. So I think about his mind, body, and soul are completely aligned. The word we use is congruent. Yeah. So when you're congruent, you're lined up. I mean, your faith is lined up, your body's lined up, you feel good about who you are in your skin, you're more confident, you're clear-minded, which means you're probably not doing what? Drugs, alcohol, tainting your brain fog, doing anything that affects clarity. So when you have clarity, clarity is power. So that just gets back to what we say, mind and body are one. So when mind and body are one, you're the most powerful person you could possibly be, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know this.
And breathing into that.
Yeah.
Like the breathing thing is huge. And then learning how to breathe. Like my daughter, plays high-level volleyball, and this is her first year on the big team. And she's like, Mom, sometimes I get like super nervous. And I'm like, okay, this is what you want to do. Yeah. But when you go
tense. Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, that feels so good. So, and I mean, she's 12, but I think
that's cool that a 12-year-old is incorporating that into her life.
Her friends do too.
Nobody taught me that stuff.
No. That would be woo-woo. Yeah. If you were 12 back in the 80s and
on the playground.
Like, oh my gosh, yeah.
You're on the playground, Mike, I need you to breathe real quick.
Take a deep breath, buddy. I know you're only 12 in 1982, but you need
awesome. That'd be great.
But that is the benefit, I think, of and I'm with you on social media, limiting, the kids are on it, the boys are on it. But that one thing that all these kids are way smarter. They know about stuff that we were never talking about at 12. Yeah. Breathing, The Secret, the vibrations.
Stock market. My 16-year-old now, he's like on the stock market, researching stuff all day, asking me questions. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude.
Right. And that was something we had in a paper. That was a paper.
Yes.
Yeah. When I was...
If you even paid attention to it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But now it's like, that makes the kids smarter. I mean, as long as we're governing, the usage. Yep. Heidi came on and said that she only limits herself to 1 hour of Instagram a day.
I mean, that's inspiration.
Great. And you know what? That's inspirational.
Yeah.
So speed of leader dictates speed of pack. You say modeling, duplication of success. If they see mommy doing it, you putting your phone away and saying, hey, guys, we're going to go to dinner. They're all staying in the car. When's the last time you went to dinner with all your kids and the phones are all in the car?
Never.
Never.
I failed.
Yeah, that's what I'm raising my hand as well.
I'll do that, like put the phone away or whatever, but leave it in the car. I didn't do that.
That's what I'm saying, but that's where our consciousness to it. When we talk a lot about the book, our Anxious Generation, Jonathan Haidt, who's going to be a guest one day. We got to get that guy on our show. But he talks about that in all his books about the studies of the impacts of teenagers. And you have a 12-year-old daughter.
Yes, and a 13 or
massive,
14.
Yeah, massive stress on young teenagers.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And then your son being older. How do you coach to that with the kids, other than be present with us? How do you coach to, hey, people are talking, or you weren't invited to that party, or you're not? How do you do that? Because you're in the media.
Yeah, it's not easy. But Carson isn't yet, for some reason, worried about like not being invited. And it happens. This kid is like, my kids are like wise beyond their years, and sometimes I'm like, did they just say that? Now listen, all kids are kids, right? But when it comes to choosing friends, and she's gone through a couple different friend groups, she's like, I don't really want to be with people who don't want to be with me. I didn't teach her that. Like, I feel like maybe she just picked that up along the way. Her brother's a lot like that too. So
it's impressive.
Maybe it's because we moved back at a certain time when we moved back into the neighborhood. But yeah, and they have each other, they're only 16 months apart. But, this whole new competitive thing with her is, and my son works with her as well because he played football for forever, is, just remember when you walk on the court, and I say this sometimes, just fool yourself. Like,
Act as
that's
if.
what they're saying. Act like,
as if.
say, I'm the shiz. I'm walking out here. I know the biz. And so she walked out when she made this gold team, which was huge, okay? I'm not going to say I didn't think she'd make it. It just never registered with me that she might make it, right? I said, how did you do that? She's like, Mom, you told me to walk out there thinking I was a shiz, so I did. I was like, what? They listen, right?
Are volleyball parents as out of control as parents of other sports?
I've heard they are. I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Present
The
company
answer is-
excluded. She's not one of them, of course.
Well, I'm not that experienced with it yet. So I found out, or I'm learning, that certain teams are kind of handpicked before tryouts even. That
sure.
doesn't mean that it's not left up to chance. And I'm more than positive we were not pre-selected for this team because the coach told us 2 nights ago that Carson really surprised her at this tryout, right? So, but I have learned in my first few months of being on this team that this group of parents is dynamic. Like they've already been through the hell of,
Yeah.
what do they call it? The volleyball. Oh my gosh, it's like not commando, but something. These parents are cool. Now, I have heard horrendous stories, and during tryouts, I mean, if looks could kill, when my daughter made this team, I thought, oh no, what have we done? And we had a really weird experience at that lunch, the lunch that day. But I digress.
I'm always
I got
curious.
lucky.
I'm always curious about the dynamics of parents in the different sports.
Yeah, me too.
Because my kids played baseball, basketball, and soccer, and there's massive differences between the
All three, right?
parent fan culture between the three.
Who's the worst of which group?
Of those three?
Yeah. Soccer?
No, soccer is by far the best.
Oh, see, I'd say football's easy too.
I don't have football, but I had baseball and basketball is like
Cray?
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well,
bad.
the girls and the guys, they can get kind of mean
Yeah,
to each other. It's like,
basketball
come
is like the one with the highest propensity for like an incident to happen in the stands.
on. With the parents.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
In the stands,
You
in the
guys are
fans.
leaving out hockey, bro.
Like right there.
Dave Scatcherd had some pretty good stories about these hockey guys.
Yeah.
The parents?
I believe
Hockey's
it.
nuts. I mean, hockey's a violent sport in and of itself, right?
Well, the anger has to come from somewhere.
And it's cold where you're at. You're in the stands. You're removed from everything. You got the glass. The environment's set up to where you're right next to the other dad. So, like in basketball, you can be on the other side. You're on the other side.
Yeah.
You're right there. And it's cold.
You're
and
so
pissed.
close to the officials in basketball and all that kind of stuff. And baseball's bad because everybody just like yells at the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
And they just start barking at each other.
Yep.
Soccer's a little more spread out.
Yeah,
Usually-
that's
We
interesting.
got to check
more
in a year and
space.
see about this volleyball thing.
Well,
'cause I
I'll
don't know
tell
a lot
you
about
this.
the volleyball moms.
She's about to learn.
I know.
I think so, but
Yeah.
I will say this because the people who own AZ Sky, the owner called us into her office and said, look, yes, your girls are going to learn a lot. Things are going to get scrappy. They're going to get competitive. But I need you when your girls get in the car after the match. See, I'm like, is it match set? I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I didn't play
Yeah.
volleyball. We don't tear other girls down. We're not doing that in this club. We're going to lift each other up. So I do appreciate that because sometimes certain parents need guidance, right?
Yes.
We all do at times. We're all petty.
The majority of parents need
Yeah.
guidance. Us included. We've all been there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
It is pretty amazing
Those
how
are good
parents don't. It's
reminders.
usually the parents. I mean, we always say, right, it flows from the parents.
It does.
Apples don't fall.
I know myself, so I go sit like
away.
at the corner flag away from as many people as possible.
Well, you don't want to hear it.
I don't want the temptation.
You
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And especially if you played the sport at a high
Yes.
level and you listen to people talk or give
Amateur
advice
hour.
and you're just like, dude, Mike, that's the worst advice ever. I can't fucking deal with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I went way
I'm
over
out.
here. I'm out. Yeah. I can't handle it. I got to remove myself from the
So,
situation.
what's the biggest challenge for you as a mother in this day and age?
Oh
All
my
said and done.
gosh.
Biggest challenge, number one.
I mean, I want to make sure my kids don't like end up on a pole or like, under a table. Like, right? I mean, right? That's super scary for me.
Yeah.
And then making sure we have these really odd and weird conversations, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's 12 going on 30 and my son is 14 and the phone is always going off. Like the phones are in my room when they're sleeping. And girls like sending these, I mean, like, I don't know what's happening because he hasn't given me a reason to get into his phone. I really want to respect the privacy, but the second it happens, I'm in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole. I'm worried about like the whole sexual thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Because it's
absolutely.
around It's everywhere.
Yep.
It's everywhere. So I do try to have conversations with my kids about it because I don't want it to be an awkward thing for them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously limited, but that's probably the scariest thing as a parent. And, the drug thing and all this stuff. But I believe in fear. I think that's an important thing.
Yep.
Do you think is it different for you with a daughter versus your son?
Oh, such a good question. And yes, people say, that's a double standard.
I don't think about that.
We have two boys.
We have two boys. 4 boys on
over
between
here.
us. So I've had conversations with my kids about it, but I'm like, it's not a stressor for me.
Well, I would say that.
But I think if I had a daughter, it would.
It's scary.
Because I know men and I know how boys think. That's why it's different.
Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Girls think that way too. It's
I know.
Different.
I just thought, but I know me. I can only speak for me and how I was. So I know how I was thinking at 13 and 14.
Yeah.
So that's why if I had a daughter, my daughter would be like, and I'll be like, no, he's not thinking about that. This is what he's really thinking.
Yes.
But because I've never been the daughter or the girl, I don't have that. I leave that to Monica. Monica has to step in and give the female perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're right,
girls
though.
can be aggressive as well. So I'm learning that, my son, this girl was hot. He brought her to our house. I was like, she's a pedophile. Right? Obviously she wasn't. What? What do you want to do with my son? Right? And I was just freaking out. So that's when I realized I have to have all these conversations. So, I called his dad. I'm like, can you have the conversation? He's like, I'm not having that conversation. I'm like, yes, you are. So the conversation had to happen. And we did this whole sex ed, class for him. And he's like, it's so embarrassing. Well, I'm going to put my daughter through it too.
Yeah.
So, we'll leave that to the experts. But did your parents talk to you about sex when you were kid? My parents did not.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I had no idea.
My dad was an anomaly. My dad was over the top the other way. Like, he talked about things probably more openly. He's still like the grandpa now that says things he shouldn't say.
Oh, I like it. Can we meet him?
He's that grandpa that should have his own movie.
Bring him out.
Yeah, Skip should have his own TV show. But I was exposed to things a little much different where my mom was not. My mom was more proper. And my parents divorced when I was 2. So they lived apart. I lived apart. So it was weekends with mom, dad over here. So I had mom being more this way, dad this way. So it was an even mix. But I just think, but now, because that's the benefit of social media, I believe, because they see so much of this stuff, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
They're also doing it less.
That's what I'm
They're
getting
less sexually
to.
active. They drink less.
That's right.
They
They're
do less
drinking
drugs.
less.
Massively less than our generation.
Isn't that great?
The lowest generation
for
of
us as
drinkers.
parents.
For us,
Because it's not a big deal. The sex thing, they're doing it later.
Yeah.
Kids the younger generation's getting married later because they've been exposed to this stuff where we didn't. Like, if I saw my dad's Playboy underneath the sink, which I did at 9, I'm like, whoa, what's this?
What's that? Yeah.
This is interesting.
Yes.
And then those feelings come over a little boy. Rhett's got it on his phone at 16. He's like, oh, yeah, accidental scroll from TikTok.
Yeah,
whatever. That's a boob. Oh, well.
Whatever.
That's actually
But
good.
it's no big deal.
Yeah.
So I think
when you
makes
make it a
more.
mystery, it's like, there's shame and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's the benefit to this younger generation, putting things off, the drugs, the alcohol, the things like that, because there's no mystery to all that stuff.
But see, all this is a mystery to me. I did not know that. So as a parent, that kind of makes me feel.
Well, we're only just a little bit ahead of you. So I have a senior and a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
You have a junior and a freshman.
And you're right. We're all pacing.
Yes.
So every year we could teach each other.
That's great. I'll be like,
it's so true.
This happened.
So go back to this project. I only knew about this from afar, but you weren't able to talk about this.
Right.
So how's this play out? Is this something that's going to be, we're going to hear about this more this next year? Is this going to be like a side project? What can you tell us about this? To me, it's interesting.
Right. Okay. So I am working on one project that I can't talk about, but I will tell you this. My dream was internet for all. And I do believe that's going to happen. And I believe it's going to really help our native populations. That's, my goal.
Yep.
But I'm working with some people out of Canada on that. This click and drag technology is, I've talked to a lot of people in the music business. There's a lot of licensing issues with that, right?
Okay.
So I'm getting ready to team up with a group that does sports. And imagine, you have 2 kids, you have 3 kids. One of them is playing maybe out of AAG, and there's football fields, soccer fields, baseball fields. If you could watch them all play in the palm of your hand, right? You would. Mm-hmm. And so that's what this does. So you'll be seeing more of that.
Love that.
It's to have literally a dream, wake up, go, that's a good idea, and write it down, and then be able to get in touch with an amazing developer. They were the first actually to have an app on the App Store.
Yeah.
How this came to be, the secret.
Yeah.
And then the follow through on it and just saying, I'm going to go for this. And when I first got told no by the USPTO, the big patenting giants. I'm like, well, that's not a no. That's a maybe. We're going to keep going. I think they appealed it like 12 times. And Verizon was on the list of wanting something like this. And the USPTO they awarded us the patent. So someone came along, they wanted to buy it. I was getting ready to go through my divorce. And probably
so what year was that exactly when you had
the idea came to me in 2016. We got fully patented after I moved back here. So that must have been 18 or 19. And then just bringing all of it together, right? And then, there was a lull because I started working on this other project. And we were too early. We needed 5G. There was so much latency. We needed 5, 6, 7G. Whatever.
The idea was ahead of the tech.
Streaming was like, nobody's going to sit and watch this as it's like...
It's like a dial-up.
Yeah, they're like, no.
Yeah.
And doing demos was a nightmare. But now these demos are powerful. And there are certain technologies in place that will go hand in hand with our platform instead of us having to go in and reinvent the wheel and put all these cameras in place.
Yeah, well, the reason I asked that question is because of the AI timing. Because the AI now, as you and I both know with the podcast, we can take this full episode, stick it into AI softwares, Opus, Riverside, whatever, in a matter of seconds. So you're having something that's an idea, and AI wasn't even a thought.
No.
Not in our world, it wasn't.
Right.
Maybe in some smart guy's mind that ended up launching this thing. Right? But the timing of that now, because I'm listening as you're describing that, I'm like, oh, yeah, you just drop that into Riverside, those videos could, and they would be all right there. You wouldn't have to do anything, where a coder would have been doing that before November of 22.
Yes.
23, but when ChatGPT came out. So timing is perfect.
It just, and you know what? Isn't that how things really are?
The universe.
I mean, I really do believe that. It's like every time I doubt myself, which is daily, I think I'm right where I'm supposed to be,
So there will there be a moment with this or your other project where you're like, it's going to demand more than part-time?
Yeah.
Have you thought through like what will be the tipping point?
No.
The universe will.
Yeah.
Or God
it'll
will.
all be okay.
God will.
Right? I mean, my boss is very well aware. Like when I came back to ABC 15, I said, well, of course I want to come back. But I cannot come back without you knowing that I am actually working on this project. And, I don't know that it's ready to come to full fruition. But when it does, I want to make sure that I don't like secrets. I'm full transparency.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, we'll just put a little, caveat that you've got this thing. As long as it doesn't compete with ABC 15, we are good.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
it'd be awesome if ABC 15 used it.
Yeah, no, of course. So you know how we talk about the average person talks to themselves 1,200 words a minute?
Might as well say something positive. Yeah.
She talks double that.
Double that.
She's like 3,000 words a minute in her head.
I know I talk fast.
So I want to know what's your self-talk. What is some of the... Be honest with me. I don't care. You can say whatever you want. We can always edit stuff out. What is your self-talk? When you're in your moments of just daily, what's some of the stuff that you're talking, good, bad, or indifferent?
Yeah.
What is in that head, Kaley?
Sometimes when I go low frequency, I literally have to talk myself out of low frequency. Like yesterday, I was like in this tailspin on the desk, and this happens a lot. It's like, everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. And then I have to remind myself that I am right where I am supposed to be. I know I sound like a total Pollyanna, but you live through like a divorce or like a bout with 2 scares with cancer, and it's like you totally understand what the energy is and what that energy force can do, and negative loves negative and positive loves positive, and truly it's a choice. And every single day I know I have 2 people, Carson and Paul, watching me, and how I choose will actually play a huge role in how their life plays out.
Yeah.
And I'm choosing better.
Yeah.
Because we're not promised tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you ever see that when you're like at volleyball or at school? And I know it's just a natural thing. It's not an ego thing. It's just natural. I call it comparative thought. What you do for a living is like no other women and moms.
Yeah.
They can't relate. And the friends we're talking about here on TV can, the ones that have been on our show here. But when you're going there, you're like, you have no idea what my schedule is. I literally do 15-minute power naps at my desk. And you're sitting here bitching and moaning about this, but it's not better than.
No.
It's not that. It's not. But people don't understand like what your schedule. I do because you document it. She's one of the few people in media still. She'll be sitting there walking. She's great with walking and talking. I don't know how the hell she does. She'll be walking backwards down the studio,
ADHD.
putting makeup on at the same time at 5 a.m. Hey guys, what's going on? We got breaking news over at Zips going on. And I'm like, how the hell does she do this every effing morning? And I know she's got 2 kids, and I know she's got the other stuff. Like, do you ever have those thoughts where you're going, Kaley, you are not normal?
No.
Like, you're this weird anomaly 1%er type of mom. Do you have those?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't have those moments.
Because I do. About you? I do.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, because
That's
you
so
are.
funny.
You're a 1%er type of person that's doing those kind of things.
I forget what I do for a living. I mean,
that
someone
just
will say
blows
I
my
just
mind.
like,
I couldn't do that.
I really mean that when I say that, because maybe if I really thought about it would freak me out. Like when we're in the studio, there's a camera. Well, there's many cameras, and then I'm there with my co-anchor Nick, who's amazing.
You're not thinking about the million people watching.
Oh, hell no! I would literally.
That would be
right here.
I would freak out.
That'd be scary. Yeah.
But it's funny because public speaking, I'm kind of moving into that direction and really enjoying that. I mean, we do what I call chicken dinners a lot, and I really enjoy that. And the lights are so bright that you don't really think about the people. And I actually like to jump off the stage and incorporate the people because it allows me a moment to breathe. And so selfishly, that's why I do that in the beginning. But then it makes it more fun. And also it forces people to listen. Oh, shoot, just going to jump off the stage. Do that to me.
Yeah.
Right? But I think when people feel like there's a buy-in from them, then they're having a better time. Mm-hmm. So back to your question. No, I don't. I mean, I don't ever feel like I have to hide under sunglasses or a ball cap or anything like that. I don't take myself that seriously.
But you are local famous.
Oh, gosh.
You are local famous. You know that. That day I saw you at the game. That day I saw you at the game, you were buried in the stands. You even had a hat on. Because
I always wear a hat.
No, you do wear a hat.
If you get stopped on the street or stopped at the airport, then you've earned like local famous.
Correct. And I walked away from her. And a couple of the people, hey, is that Kaley from
Seriously?
the
That really happened?
Yeah, happens all the time. I mean, with all you guys that are in the media, the people know who you are. You've been watching you in the morning or the evening, and you know this. I mean, it's not a big thing.
I look totally different. Like
I totally get it. But you like trucker hats, though. You like
that's what. Yeah, it's so funny.
She likes trucker hats.
I do, and I have a gazillion of them. Because people give them to me, but people will say, "Oh, is this your disguise?" I'm like, "No, like the TV thing. That's my disguise," and it truly is. Like I'm not a dress girl. Like they had to show me how to put my makeup on when I first got my first job in Yuma. The guy's like, this isn't going to work. I'm like, what? Rude.
Who was a big influence on you growing up? And what were some of the things you learned from that person?
Well, my mom, my mom's a business owner, retired business owner. She worked her ass off and still does, but, she's retired and loving it. And my dad, too. I mean, it's so cliche. My dad has a silly personality, and he just has never, ever taken himself very seriously, like ever. And, they played a huge role in my life. I would also say my boss, who's our GM, we grew up in the same hometown.
Oh, wow.
So she's 10 years older than me, and there's this thing called Apple Blossom, which was a big festival, and she was an Apple Blossom princess and also very good friends with my cousin. And she was a cheerleader, all that. And I never, ever thought in a million years I'd be working. And she would say, "You're not working for me, you're working with me." So I never thought in a million years I'd be working with her. And her main tagline with every single meeting is, "We don't get high on the highs and we don't get low on the lows. We stay right here."
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Right?
Is that one of your quotes that you live by?
In my head, yeah. In my head, that's in my head.
That's great.
Because when I get mad at my kids or I get mad at work or I get,
All right. So we're going to rapid fire. You ready?
Ooh, bring it.
All right.
Bring it in.
I'm sweating.
Bring it in.
We're going off script here.
Bring it in.
Cities. You ready?
Yeah.
Seattle or Dallas?
Seattle.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up there.
Okay.
I would agree with that as well.
Yeah, I figured you'd say
Yeah, an Austin guy would.
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
Dallas
so
for anything.
we'll go with some easy ones. Mountains or ocean?
Ocean.
Ocean?
Yeah, you thought mountains, right?
Kind of did.
Yeah, I'm an
Heidi
ocean girl.
why do you
I like the
from
beach.
Flagstaff? I knew she would go mountains. Sun or snow?
Sun.
Figured that one. All right. Big city or small town?
Big city.
No matter what.
Well, would I have to live there or just visit?
Till you have to live.
Oh,
We're in a
no,
big
big
city.
city because I can drive to a small
All
town.
right.
That's fun.
Okay. Here's a big one. This is big for us.
Okay.
Texting or phone calls? And tell me why you say what you're going to say.
I like phone calls. Texting is easier.
2 for 2. Heidi said phone calls.
You're all
too.
stuck in
Tell me about
1995.
this.
Well, I'm older, right? I mean,
He's older, but not as
I'm
old.
younger than
Okay,
you. I'm
but-
younger than you,
I know,
at
but
least.
I'm just saying you're close.
you're going to say texting, right?
Absolutely.
Are you dating?
Kinda, not
Okay.
really.
No.
Okay.
He
The
has.
reason why I say this is
Let's say no.
because the guy my boyfriend, I would say, he was texting me all the time, and so I started making fun of him. This is in the very beginning of our relationship, and I said, "All right, well, give me a call." And then I don't know where it came from. I'm like, "Oh wait, no, give me a text. Send me a text because that's what we do." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "It's okay." And he's like, "No, I'm going to call you." So it's kind of our thing. 'Cause, I mean, through text messages.
She changed it all
100%.
around. Yeah. That might be the only thing that gets me to change.
That's true.
Wait, hold on.
Finding time to call somebody is difficult for me.
No, it is. It's much faster to text.
Yes.
And I do have a texting relationship with this person. We call if we haven't talked to each other in a while because we both have kids and all this. When he calls me, I'm like, I'll text and say, I'll call you back when I get a second, right? That's adulting in this day and age, dating, right? That's even if you're not dating.
I haven't learned that part yet.
But
All I know is Mike just calls me randomly, and I'm
You're like, I don't have time.
I have 7 hours straight of calls.
I know he never answers, but I leave him voicemails.
But you like the phone.
I do.
Yeah, because
All right.
he calls me too.
Most used app on your phone.
Oh, ChatGPT.
Really?
I love it.
Oh.
I love it.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you use it on your phone, or you have, or
I use it on my phone.
keep it open
and
on your TV, on your screen all the time too, on your computer?
No, I'm like mainly a
okay.
mobile person.
One habit you're trying to break.
This phrase of "it never ends."
It never ends.
I don't want it to end, and I'm done saying that.
Is that something you've
you
always said?
say
It never ends. It never ends.
Oh.
It never ends. I'm done saying that.
But where'd you get that from?
Oh,
Being in a hurry all the time.
that's a unique one.
I've never heard that one.
I
That's a unique
literally,
one
you
to try
guys,
to-
I just.
I
caught
like the
myself
idea of
saying
trying to
it.
break that, though.
I'm not saying it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm in a race, I've a basketball in my car, or a volleyball or something in my. I gotta run. I gotta hurry. It never
Yeah.
ends. And forget it.
frantic-
Because when it ends, like it's over. I don't want it to end.
Yeah. Best advice you ever received from someone?
Well, I mean, I kind of said it. Don't get high on the highs and low on the lows. That's kind of.
So that's not only advice. That's a quote that you got.
That's her mantra.
Okay.
I think it's good.
Best movie all time.
Oh gosh. I mean, I got City Slickers on that list, which is
City Slickers. Wow.
I really
we haven't
like
heard that one yet.
Reservoir Dogs. That's
Reservoir
super
Dogs.
good.
Okay, a little Tarantino. All right.
I mean, he's one of my favorites.
City Slickers is a unique.
It's so
pick.
silly, isn't it? It's
No, I like
hilarious.
that. You should stick with that because pretty much nobody else will
well,
pull
Traffic
that
is
out.
good too.
Yeah, but City Slickers. That's kind of Keeley.
That's
I
unique.
like it.
It's kind of Keeley.
Yeah.
I would stick
All
with
right.
that.
What kind of? Tell us about the music types.
Oh, forget it. Mount Joy is my very favorite band of all time. Are you kidding me?
You go to concerts like all the
31
time.
shows this year. It will have marked 32.
She's legit.
It's January 26th. You've been to 31 shows already?
No, in the last year.
No. In the
yeah,
past
last year.
since 2000,
I'm like,
I discovered them in
damn, she's going to
2020.
a show every night.
On my 50th birthday, my boyfriend took me to Mexico to see them the night of my birthday.
saw that.
And when I go to Red Rocks, I do the whole it's the one thing I splurge on all year. It's my birthday present to myself. We do the whole VIP thing, and then you get to choose wherever you want to sit in the entire venue, and you get to do like a little talk. Everyone's like, "Do you know them?" I'm like, "No, I don't know them." But Sam Cooper, who plays the guitar, gave me his guitar pick after the show in Scottsdale.
That's
I'm
amazing.
a nightmare psycho.
I love it.
Psycho, but
All right,
they're
last one. You
wonderful.
ready?
Yeah.
What are you irrationally bad at?
Oh, what does that mean?
What you're irrationally bad at?
What am I irrationally bad at?
For example, my writing.
Oh,
That's the only one of many. It sucks.
you're an excellent writer. You have books.
No. I have.
You
to
mean
type.
penmanship?
Yes. Like
Oh.
it's horrible. I should know how to write. Like I know how to write, like
Yeah.
letters and stuff. But
Yep.
if you watched my brand and what you see on paper, you're like, that doesn't really jive with what I think of Mike Lindstrom would be. So
awesome.
I'm just irrationally bad at it.
Organization.
I should be better at that.
Organization.
I'm not good at I mean, I
You
have
should be better at that, but you're not.
no ADHD though. That sounds like a crutch, but truly, I'm like, oh, cat. I am that person. No, I truly.
Shiny object, right?
Pretty stuff that's nice. I want to look at that and that's interesting. And, oh, I want to go do that, and that's why I love ChatGPT.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. So this plug, what can you plug? Okay. Where we can see you on TV, but this
ABC
project,
15.
is there anything that we can see on social media, domains?
As soon as I can tell you,
Okay.
I will. And by the way, if anybody's watching, like, oh, that sounds cool, call me. Let's talk.
And you're
Because
on
I'm really into
everything on social
partnerships.
media. You're very accessible, right?
I'm very accessible. Ustream Media is not because, we have a patent, but we don't want people to, quote, steal it. But partnering, and I'll show you my demo, and I'll send you guys a demo.
Cool.
And,
Love that. Do you DM people back if they have
Absolutely.
a legitimate, not
100%.
like some hater, but
not if someone's, wanting to see my feet, that gets a little weird.
we've heard about this thing.
No, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And
It's
some guy
weird.
sent me like pictures of like lingerie this week, and you would rock this. I'm like, I'm 52. I'm going to be your mom, but thank you.
I wish somebody would send us that.
I mean,
I haven't
forward
got
it
that
on
one
to
yet.
you. I'll forward it on to
I can't wait to see that. We know we made it on the podcast world when we're getting lingerie
That's right.
recommendations.
That's right.
Oh,
Got
my
a long
God.
way to go.
Dude, we could talk to her forever.
Yeah.
You see
You
what I'm
guys are
saying?
amazing.
Oh, this is great. We're going to bring you back on. So that's one of the things
love
I
it.
say. My local commitments. The people are just having fun. That's the best part of the show.
It's fun.
So I
You guys are
appreciate you
great.
letting us in on your vulnerability and coming in. It's nice to flip the script and not be on the other side of that chair today. So thank you.
Lucky you guys.
I appreciate it. Kaley O'Kelly, another episode in the can. Mike Leese, Mike Leese from Scott Leese. We do so many of these. Mike Leese from Scott Leese, my man. Another episode. What's your story?
See y'all.